Hello guys, this is Ranger Gamer 06. How's everyone doing today? Today it's finally here, the review you all been waiting for. But before I begin, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Information down in the description box. You can click on the link for that. So I finally finished this book last night, or yesterday, as a matter of fact. The third book of the Neverwinter Saga, Charon's Claw. Now, I was going to do it yesterday, but I thought I really want to collect my thoughts, make a few notes, just kind of get myself prepared because I figured it'd be too sudden if I do it. So I thought I'll wait till the next day, which is today. So yeah, I finished it yesterday. I already got started reading on the fourth book. Uh, Let me tell you, this is a great book. So far, this saga has not been a disappointment. The first two books that I read, I've already did a review on that. I'll put a link to those reviews down in the description box. But great read. You got a really nice cover. You got Dritz, Guinevere, and there's the Shadowvar army, and there is Herzgo, Alagni, and that's Karen's Claw, that red sword he has. Here's the spine and the back. And it's by R.A. Salvatore. It's Forgotten Realms, Dungeons and Dragons. I read the back. It says, I do not fight for betterment, I just fight. I am Dritz du Erden, once guided by an infallible moral compass, now following a path that is no longer clear. I draw my swords alongside my lover Dahlia to settle some long ago score, though I do not know what greater good it will serve. My heart tells me that I should leave, yet I cannot deny the thrill of it all. I am Herschel Allegny, Shadowvar Commander, Netherese Lord. I stand on my namesake bridge and await the coming battle. The Drow and his allies think they will surprise me, but do they forget my weapon and the one I have bound to it? Drifter Erna is no match for me. I am Karen's Claw, ancient artifact, Signet sword. I have dominated a once great city and enslaved a once legendary assassin. With the whisper of my blade, I can lay Artemis Artillery low in the street. I sense he seeks my destruction, but is he willing to sacrifice everything for one quick breath of freedom? The Legend of Dredge continues in this prelude to the award-winning action uh, RPG Neverwinter, and the cover is done by Todd Lockwood. Awesome job. It came out, I believe, uh, 2012, August 7th, 2012. So it's been out for a while. So of course, the story continues the adventures of Driss and Dahlia, and of course Artemis, who now joins them at the end of the second book, Neverwinter. Uh, so the story takes place days after the events of the second book. Uh, as the title says, Karen's Claw, they're on the path. They go back to Gotlandgrim, which was in the first book, same title too, to destroy Karen's Claw. That way Artemis can be free from it. Not to no longer be a slave to it, because it controls his mind. He put all these thoughts into his head, and it makes him aggressive towards other people, and he wants to be free from that. And then, because see again, I mentioned this in my previous book review that at some point before, I guess at some point after the Cell Sword trilogy and before this, Neverwinter Saga, that Jarlaxle like handed Artemis to this guy, Allegny, and the sword Charon's claw because I think Artemis, if I'm not mistaken, was the original wielder of that sword. So now he took control of Artemis. So I don't know if Jarlaxle really betrayed Artemis. I know there's a reason behind it, but I hope it sheds more light later on because so far it hasn't said why yet. I don't know. Uh, and then meanwhile, while that's happening on Drix's side, uh, the Underdark, where Drix is from, is in a power struggle, between these priests, Rabel and Tiago. He's a Bonray or Bonra, like Herlaxel. And they're trying to figure out who's in charge and all that. And so they go to Galtagram uh, to move beyond Mental and that's the Drow city. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Maybe they're just expanding it. I don't know, but they want to take over Galtagram to expand their territory, I guess. Um, but then later on the book, Tiago, Dark Elf, decides to support Rabel uh, to give him the upper hand over his two sisters, uh, Barrelip and start with the S. I can't remember her name on my head right now. Uh, so basically, the Dark Elves' goal is to clear out the Galtagrim and reactivate the Forges. So you have two big stories happening at the same time. Uh, and that's kind of my slight complaint. I felt like Salvatore put too much character in this book, like way too much, because like it gets to the point where like I'll forget what race or what class that character was, and I was like look it up. Like, oh, okay, this person is a wizard. Okay, now I remember. Or this person is a monk. Okay, I remember that now. Or this person is a dwarf. This person is an elf. I mean that's one thing about fantasy books when they put too many characters. And they kind of did the same thing with like sci-fi, like Star Wars. So there were a few times where I had to like pause my reading and look it up on my phone to see what character am I dealing with here. But don't get me wrong, it's got a good story. If you read the first two, you will enjoy this one for sure. Um, but yeah, so it bounces back and forth between the Dark Elves, Ravel and his goon, and then Drift's story. Uh, of course, you got hers go, Allegny or Allegny, how you want to say his name. So I guess in a way you have three stories. Uh, so I kind of understand why now. If you guys read Lord of the Rings, okay, the way Tolkien writes, now I'm not talking about the first one, but I'm talking about the next two books, the Two Towers and the Return of the King. I know the way he writes that he splits these stories into two. Okay, you got an Aragorn story looking for Pippin and Merry, and then you have Frodo and Sam on their way to Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring. And of course, they find Gollum, and Gollum becomes their guide. So you got these two big stories, but of course, they're happening at the same time because if you watched the movies, Peter Jackson, you know, he combines it very well, and that's really how it goes in the books. And it's really interesting because back in the index, now I don't know if all the version of Lord of the Ring has this, uh, but the index it's got like a timeline of the events. Like this happened, and then this happened, and then that happened. So that's very cool. And I think Peter Jackson went by that whenever he made the movies. So I guess I can see why Toe can separate it because it avoids confusion. See, Salvatore didn't really do that. Like I said, it bounces back and forth. It's not too bad. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you stay on top of this, you won't be as confused. I mean, like if you're like me, if you read a book and then you take a break for a while and then go back into it, you might forget some characters, maybe. So that was my complaint about this book. Really, the good thing, uh, just like the first two books, it's packed with action, tense moments, good adventure, good fun, great battles, and great character developments. Despite so many characters, crammed in one book, but it had really good development. Uh, so far, this book has not disappointed me. I cannot wait to continue on the fourth one. Like I said, I've already started reading the fourth book. Uh, and I cannot wait to see how it's going to end. So there's so much story to tell in the Neverwinter saga, and that's why I believe Salvatore made four books instead of his usual trilogy. So yeah, cannot wait to finish the series and how it's going to end. I love this book. So far, it has been a great series. You should definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed. It's got great stuff in here. Great characters, great battles, you know, just good moments in this book. So that's all today. That's my book review. That's my thought on it. Uh, be on the lookout for the fourth book. But I mean, it's gonna be a while because, like I said, I just started reading it. And also, one last thing before I leave here, it finally came in the mail. Now, if you guys watched my previous video, I want to try to do some gameplay, like some walkthroughs and stuff. I might do a live stream. I don't know, but I can't figure it out. I have the capture card. I have the Elgato HD60, and I just can't for the life of me to get to work, and the lights don't even come on. Now I mentioned all this in my previous video. However, I bought another one last week, and it finally came in the mail today. It's the HD60S Plus. So hopefully this will do the trick. As you can see, it's not even opened yet. It's still sealed. So hopefully this will do the trick this time. Fingers crossed. I'll get it figured out. So yeah. But anyway, that is my video review for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm enjoying the series. I'm loving it. I cannot wait to finish the fourth book. So yeah. So when I get done with that, I'll be sure to do a review on that. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I apologize if y'all can hear my fan in the background. It's really hot. Like right now where I'm at, it's 100 degrees. Uh, it's gonna be 101 tomorrow and Thursday, so that's gonna be fun. So yeah, stay cool out there. Drink plenty of water. If you have pets, bring them inside. Don't leave them out there. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Have a safe week. Don't work too hard. Uh, Again, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.